Greetings, Earthlings. Welcome to the third episode of me playing Planescape Torment. In this episode, I'm going to go hang out in a bar. Also, I'm going to somehow lose the first part of the video, and then at that point, I will go back and load this save and tell you that I'm going to go hang out in a bar. And there's also going to be a bar fight outside when I go to get money, because I need to sell stuff to do some of the stuff I was going to do in the bar. And then I will continue to the part of the video that actually matters and I do stuff. Cutscene. Bam, it's like I never left. Except for, you know, that fight outside. And the fact that I'm not poor anymore. So, let's talk to this random dude. The man before you is old. His dry yellow skin has the scars of one who has traveled everywhere and never rested long in one place. Everywhere is a lot of places. It is a lot of places. And yet, it's probably accurate. His pinched face is inhumanly angular. That's because he's not human. And his ears sweep out from his skull, tapering to points. He wears a loose-fitting orange tunic and a strange shivering blade. Right there, it's green. It's strapped across his back, although it's in his hand. The blade looks to be a two-pronged glaive made of some metal whose surface swirls like a film of oil on a pond. That's awesome metal. Greetings! The man turns to you, his eyes like polished coal. He stares through you, and for a moment you wonder if he might be blind. The weapon suddenly turns a dead, flat black, mirroring the man's eyes. Are you alright? He says nothing for a moment, merely searches your face with his eyes. Hail, traveler. His voice is quiet and somber, like a wind whispering through the branches of a great tree. Hail. Man meets your gaze, his eyes burrowing into yours. His weapon drains of its black color, resuming his shivering. You noticed before you spoke to him. Your eyes have the weight of one who has traveled far to be in this place. You heard him say that, but not in that order. You could say that. The man's gaze does not waver from yours. I am known as Dakan. The emphasis he places on the word known strikes you as odd, yet familiar at the same time. You are not known to me. I do not know myself. That is for the best. In knowing yourself, there would be little in the plains left worth knowing. He falls silent for a moment, still studying you with his coal-black eyes. I would know why you have come to the city. I am looking for answers. I have many questions. Speak your questions. I will hear you. You seem to place a special emphasis on knowing. What do you mean? All things, whether structure or flesh, their existence is defined by their knowing of themselves. And if a man does not know himself? When a mind does not know itself, it is flawed. When a mind is flawed, the man is flawed. When a man is flawed, much is his flaws. Dakan pauses. It is said that what a flawed man sees, his hands make broken. Do you know yourself? Dakan falls silent. His cold, black eyes take on the same distance that you noticed when you first spoke. Ask again. Do you know yourself? When Dakan speaks again, his voice is changed. His words echo like a great stone dropped into a chasm. It looks like he is forcing the words from his chest. It is not my will that you know this. Never mind. I had some other questions. Do you know of a man named Barrett? I'm told he knows something about me. That one is not known to me. Alright then. Oh yeah, what are you? A Githzerai? Githzerai is one of the people? One of the people? A Githzerai. That is circular. Yes, but what are the Githzerai? Exactly. Dakan is silent for a moment, then speaks. Our history does not need to be made known to you. We would bleed to death on Time's Blade before I recited a fraction of the histories of our people. I don't need to know of your histories, but I would know of your people as they are now. Dakan is silent for a moment. know this and accept it as an answer. We are the people who make our home upon the shifting plane of limbo. With a deft motion, Dakan slips the blade from his back and holds it before him. There, we mold the matter of limbo with our minds. We forge cities with our thoughts. As you watch, a series of rippling waves of metal begin to roll forth from the center of the blade. The pitch and crest match the inflections in Dakan's voice. In its chaos we dwell, with only our knowing to preserve us. We are the Githzerai. What is that blade you have? It moved, shifted in response to your voice. It is a Karak blade. It is an object that lets others know the rank of the wielder. What rank does it signify? The blade is a symbol carried by the Zerth. The Zerth is one who knows the words of Zerthamon. In knowing the words of Zerthamon, they know themselves. Okay, cool. Bye. As you turn to leave, the man speaks sharply. The first time you have heard his tone change since the conversation began. Hold! The man's voice levels out. This city is not known to you. I would travel with your path with you. I accept. An extra blade would be welcome. Your path is mine. Strangely enough, his voice seems distant and echoes, as if he was speaking from across a great distance. Unfortunately, I cannot make my voice echo, so you will have to use your imagination. Because they didn't record that many lines for this game. Because, you know, that's not what was popular at the time. Oh yeah, Mort leveled up. Excellent. Good hit point roll. Quick save. And then let's talk to this random other person over here. You see a man standing stock still. He isn't moving a muscle. On closer examination, it appears that he isn't even breathing, just standing. His eye sockets are empty holes in his face. Contained within their bounds is a flat gray light that seems to dance with possibility. Looking into the sockets, the eerie, empty feeling of a limitless void shivers through you, as if you had gazed into a sliver of eternity. The head slowly swivels towards you. You notice that no muscles appear to move under his skin as he turns, and he speaks in a pure, bell-like tone. Well met, wanderer. You have forgotten again, haven't you? Do you know me, stranger? As he opens your mouth, you get the feeling of eternity again. Inside his mouth, you see no tongue, no teeth. It's almost as if this man were a shell surrounding an illimitable expanse. That's an interesting word. I don't remember that one. I have spoken with you before, and always you forget. Your endless quest to discover yourself ends always in your amnesia. You draw close to the truth and recoil. Let us hope that you have the strength to endure your existence. What do you know of me? How do you know this? I know that you, like a fly, rise up from the wreckage of your old shell, buzz about for a time, and curl up and die at the window of truth. You bumble about the pain, seeking the light without any plan to your actions, and fall exhausted when you fail. You will light on others to feed from them for a time and move on with no regard to them. I have watched you come here and listened to your words and watched you move away no wiser. Will you learn from your mistakes, seeker? Who are you? I am O. For some reason, when he speaks his name, it sounds like he's speaking much more than a single letter, as if the speaking of his name contained untold possibilities and nuances. No human tongue could ever create such a sound. What sort of name is that? It is my name. It is the name of a portion of eternity. I am a letter in the divine alphabet. Understanding me leads to understanding existence. I am rich in the true names of half of everything. A being encompasses truth. I am mathematic, organic, metaphysic. So what does that mean? Divine alphabet is rich in the name of everything that exists, from the seas at the heart of the elemental planes to the core of the great beyond. My brothers and sisters, a single word translates into the two in your mind, and I reach across all that is, was, or ever shall be. We are thought and reality and concept and the unimaginable. Tell me about the great beyond. You would not understand. No mortal possibly could. It is beyond the powers of comprehension of all but the most powerful of powers, and once they understand, they move beyond the veil of mortal comprehension. I can explain it no more than that. Perhaps sometime you will understand. So what are you doing here? Why, I'm watching the ebb and flow of mortality. What do you see? Immortals are like wasps. You build your lives from the slimmest of branches, and when the wind shakes from your life free, you seek to sting the wind to death. Instead of realizing your foolish mistakes, attempting to repair the damage you have caused yourselves, and learning from your experience, you bring harm to any who would have the misfortune to blunder near you in your time of pain and distress. My advice to you, and to all mortals, stop acting like an insect and start acting sentient. I'll think about that. Blah blah blah, answer more stuff for me. Let's see. Tell me about yourself. No? What are you? What does that mean? And that means you know all the secrets of existence, doesn't it? I know parts of many of them. Without a connection to my brothers, I am but a letter. Alone, I am a symbol. Combined, we are a language of power. So you don't know the secrets of existence. I did not say that. A letter is still a powerful force, even on its own. Allow me to show you. He opens his mouth wider, and wider still. The mask of his face tears around his eyes, mouth, and nose, revealing that hint of eternity you glimpsed earlier. You were lost in it, adrift in it, a part of it. You return to your mundane senses and realize that all has vanished, yet somehow your horizons have expanded. Enlightenment has brushed you, however briefly, across the brow. Wow. Poof! That dude just disappeared. Or maybe he was never there to begin with. No, he disappeared. Ah, boy, a friend. You see a leather-skinned man with just a hint of ashen color to his face. His teeth seem sharper than normal, and his eyes are filled with the boredom that comes with having seen too much. His voice is nasal and clipped. You again, eh? What do you want this time? You again? What do you mean? Yeah, you again. You got a hearing problem or something now? You was in here about 15 years ago. Got all bubbed up, smashed up the place, and left a pile of coin that wasn't enough to pay for the damage. So you plucked out your own bleeding eyeball and tells me you'll be back to reclaim it when you got 200 coins together. With 15 years of interest, you got about 500 coins. Get the jink, pal? I got your eye. Okay. Sure. I'll buy my eye back. It's a deal. He produces a darkened, wax-stoppered, wide-mouthed bottle from his pocket. He keeps it in his pocket? What a creep. But then again, I'm the one who just bought an eye. You hear the sound of liquid sloshing around inside it, along with a heavier, squishier noise. Opening it, the stench of some sort of preservative agent nearly makes you gag. Floating in the viscid muck is an eyeball. You'd better figure out what you want to do with that. Now that you've exposed it to the air, you might as well put a pickled egg in the jar for all of the good it'll do you now. Make up your mind. Got a pickled egg or not? Tear out your eyeball and place this one in the socket, because that's normal. You dig into your eye socket. The pain is intense, incredible, and you are suddenly overwhelmed by it. You fall to the ground, bleeding from your freshly opened socket. You have died. Movie magic. Hopefully it'll be relatively seamless. I mean, obviously you'll notice that it's different. But anyway. So yeah, the first time I died because I forgot I didn't have enough hit points on me at the time. With a moment's hesitation, you reach into your socket and pop your eye into the palm of your hand. Yay, the bartender helpfully severs the optic nerve and directs your hand into the jar of goo that sits on the bar. Deposit your eye in the preservative, wrap your fingers around the old one, and slide it into your empty socket. The pain of this entire operation is incredible. After a moment, though, you can feel the optic nerve reattaching itself to this new eye, and suddenly you are hit by a flash of memory. A vast, expansive, chaotic, ever-changing wasteland stretching before you. A group of humanoid vultures plummeting toward you, cool weapons ready to strike, and your own shining blade clutched tight in your fist. 3 tufts surround you, in the colors of an enemy you can't quite place. Long daggers glisten in their hands. The light glints cruelly from their exposed teeth. You glance at your scarred hands and know soon they'll be covered in blood. An enormous frog-like creature comes bounding over through under chaos stuff, headed for you with a mouthful of teeth. You hurl your javelin through the shifting matter to a sudden stone plinth. You've recalled some of your lost fighting skills. Cool. It's a lot more useful if I'm, like, actually a fighter, but I got experience, and it's awesome. Well, I think that's probably enough for today. I recruited a dude, made a dude disappear, leveled up another dude. Oh, first I'm gonna check his spellbook, because he's a mage. Alright, that's cool. Nothing important. And yeah, maybe we'll talk to dudes next time or something. Until then, this has been the 3rd episode, where I hung out in a bar the whole time.